What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about XCN today, Onyx coin. The main reason we're talking about this is my first purchase that I've made in a couple months or so. I'm gonna pause the music here. We're gonna get into the TA in just a second, but I actually bought some at 0.00258, 0.0026, a little bit around where the areas are now that we're at. I had like 3 or 4 buy orders, and they just got hit within the last day, so I'm in it. I do like to make videos anytime I make a purchase or a sell, which I haven't made a video talking about selling in a while because I really haven't sold anything in a very long time. I plan on not selling anything for a while, probably holding most of my assets through the next year. Not like through 2025, but like through from here to a year out from now, through that, sometime in 2025, but not through 2025. Probably the second half of 2025. But getting away from the main point here, I do think XCN has a lot of potential. I looked into it myself. It is a DeFi token. With this kind of chart, it looks pretty bearish, right? Just downside all the time, but it has, with that kind of look to it also, it really has no resistance stopping it, right? At least not until we hit 1 cent, potentially 1.8 cents, and then once you hit that, all-time highs are awaiting, man. Like, this is a really nice look. You do have parabolic structures forming. You really could be in the middle of something that's phenomenal. I'm not going to go too in depth on what XCN does, but essentially it's like a lending, a borrowing, a staking coin, and it's decentralized. And I actually read the whole white paper. Most coins with their white papers, they have a bunch of promises, right? And you're investing on them in hopes one day that those promises get fulfilled, right? And that your investments pay off because you invested before the promises came to fruition. They were just promises. XCN, as it is right now, there's still some things on its roadmap I think that it wants to complete, but for the most part, it's a completed product. I'm sure it'll still continue to have work done on it, here and there throughout its lifetime. Because it is there is the voters protocol, the DAO voting system. I forget what it's called, what the proper word is for it, but I promise you, I did read the whole white paper, and I was kind of impressed. I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of impressed. It seems like a good coin. It's at a fairly low market cap right now if we look at it for what it's worth. XCN. And it's available on some bigger exchanges. 70.5 million. That's a very low market cap, you guys. You can absolutely see multiple hundred X's in growth from here. Okay, if this thing were to, let's say that it were to see a what is this? Hold on, a $14 billion market cap. $15 billion market cap. That would be a 200x from here. A $15 billion market cap is absolutely achievable. Like 100% achievable. That's it, especially if this gains traction. A $7 billion market cap, achievable as well. If it doesn't see that, you're still more or less looking for significant gains that aren't even 100x's. But I would think that a 100x or more is possible with something like this. It's not fully diluted, but I believe the coins aren't going to start. If I remember from their white paper, man, what did it say? I'm gonna do a more in-depth video on this later, but I'm pretty sure they're not releasing these coins until April of next year, April of 2025. So in the later part of the bull cycle. So we got a lot of time, you guys. We got like a whole year left of growth without these coins that are not diluted, right? The fully diluted valuation is 122 million. You're only at 70 million here. So where a lot of these coins are locked up, there's going to be some coins that are unlocked, but next year. So we've got a lot of time before that supply gets diluted for this price to continue to grow in the peak of the bull market as well. So I think big things are in store for this. I really do. I want to look at the more immediate term TA here, because it does look like we're going lower. I was expecting personally that we would hold this kind of structure, and it looks like it's breaking. So XCN, where I thought I bought was a good price, maybe it's not in the more immediate terms. Maybe it does go lower, but inevitably I think we will, we'll return to new highs and do well from low to high here. where I bought was just below the 382, which for me, after a strong move, buying just below the 382 is a really good buy. That's like a classic area to find support at. But perhaps with how we're looking like we're doing it right now, we might go all the way down to the 0.5. We might go all the way down to the 618, 69, whatever. I don't care. If anything, I would buy more down there. But I think inevitably what it's going to be a higher low, and then we're going to go up and form a higher high. For the time being, I must be real with myself though, and real with you guys. I do think it looks like it wants to go lower. It's a pretty bearish break in the daily of this uptrend. You are below your 50 right now. Looking at the 4-hour, also looks pretty sad. You might bounce right around here. I wouldn't be surprised if sometime today or tomorrow you go up to about 0.003, around there. But inevitably, I wouldn't be surprised if you went lower than this too, because it does kind of look like you're breaking this structure. But who knows? I could be wrong. I'd be happy to be wrong, and it just continues to go up. But for what it's worth, it does look like you're breaking this structure. So I would think you're going to see the relative 618 from this low to high here at around 002 to 00181, somewhere around there. That's my thoughts. So if you guys like the video, hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't already. I forget if I said this, but the Discord, I did earlier in the Discord, I mentioned that I bought this coin. If you want to join the Discord, I will leave a link in the description. I let everybody know anytime I make a purchase or a sell, generally in the general chat on the Discord page. But I do make videos every time as well, so that you guys are informed. Not to influence anybody. None of this is financial advice. I'm sharing this as like my personal experience, and then I do requests for you guys on the side. But I also try to just give you my genuine opinions throughout. None of it's advice, just my opinions, what I would do, what I am doing, and that's why I let you know when I buy and when I sell. You don't have to pay for it. It's not a paid group. I don't believe in that kind of stuff. If you want to pay me, go for it. That's up to you. But I don't believe, no paid groups, because I can be wrong. You can just as well lose money on my calls as you could make money on my calls. And I say my calls, because they're my calls. They're not calls for you guys. I don't do a paid group where I make calls for you guys. But again, if you want to join the Discord, I will leave a link in the description. That way you don't have to wait for a video to come out, which is normally at the end of the day. Sometimes I make purchases or sells throughout the day, right? And I try to let people know there as well. I didn't make a post on x.com. I normally do that as well, but for some reason today I just didn't do it. But you guys can follow me on x.com too. I'll leave a link for that as well. But yeah, hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more. And I think I've said everything. Hopefully I didn't just ramble on too much at the end there. But I'd be very happy to be wrong, man. I'd be very happy if we found support here. If we could come up today and close above this 382, that would look really, really good. That would convince me that we'd have to close above the 382 today, though. Not just get above there, but close above there. And then closing above that 236, it'd be on to new highs, like immediately. So I don't know. Anyways, at this point, I am expecting that we go down here, but there is still hope that we might not. I would very happily be wrong. But take care, everybody. Have a good day. Good night. Bye-bye. See you on the next one.